We'll start in about 2 minutes time. 1:30, we'll start on time. Okay, so meanwhile, I just want to do a sound check. If you can hear me, maybe someone can type in the chat. Okay. Okay, so it's already 1:30. We should start. Welcome to this curriculum talk on mathematics program. And it's me again. For those of you who have attended the past open house event or talks, um, I usually will be the person giving the talk. But don't get the wrong impression that the whole mathematics department, there's only one professor. So very soon, in a few weeks' time, if you are taking the math classes, math lectures, you are going to meet many more other of my colleagues, mathematics professors. But if it is the first time you are meeting me, let me do a quick introduction. My name is Victor Tan. I'm a professor in the Department of Mathematics. I'm also the deputy head of the department in charge of undergraduate programs. That's why I'm also the spokesperson, so to speak, to introduce or to talk about mathematics program. All right. So we have half an hour here. So the main objective is I'm going to assume that most of you are intending to take mathematics as your primary major. All right. So most of the things that I'm going to talk within this half an hour will be based on that assumption. Yeah, but nevertheless, if you are thinking of doing a minor in mathematics or second major in mathematics, there are also certain things that you can take away from this talk. Okay, so without further ado, so you might have already heard from some friends, right, some seniors about the math program, and you may also have received emails or go to the website to gather information. So indeed, there are a lot of information out there. It can be a bit overwhelming for prospective students, for freshmen like you. So what I'm going to do today is to help you to zoom in to the relevant information, in particular for those of you who are preparing to do the course registration, right? So yes, many of you already know there's a maths department web page, but what are the relevant um, pages that you should zoom in, focus on, rather than get distracted by so many information. Okay, so if you go into the math department website, I'm sure everyone know how to do that. It depends on your browser. Yeah, so it may look something like this. Yeah, this is a screenshot. Huh? So you should just go straight to this undergraduate. Okay, you can see here, right? Oops. Let me zoom back. Yeah. undergraduate. And under there are actually a few important categories that you should pay attention to. Okay. Okay, actually, I have the arrows. Yeah. So today I will be touching on those that are indicated by the blue arrows. Okay. Major, minor program, but mainly on primary majors in mathematics. Okay. And I may not talk so much about double degree with computer science, but if you are one of those students who are in the DDP program with computer science, this will also be a relevant page for you to refer to. And students who are interested in special program in mathematics, which I'll also briefly touch on, yeah, you can find more details under this special program in mathematics category. Okay. And last but not least, near the end of my talk, I will also introduce the undergraduate advisors. Yeah. So these are the people that you can talk to when you have some issues or some queries regarding of the courses that you want to choose. Okay, as in particular in your very first semester. Okay. So when you go into the major programs, you are going to see actually 4 programs. Other than mathematics program, there are also quantitative finance, data science, and data science with economics. Okay, but if you are just planning to do a math major, then you just need to zoom into the mathematics program. Okay, so it's actually quite standard, the layout. Okay, so I want to first bring you to this program requirement so that everyone is on the same page. Okay, maybe by now, many of you should already know that in order to fulfill the program requirement, okay, you have to take these 8 essential courses. Yeah. So why we want to emphasize on the essential courses is that basically you should try to clear or take the essential courses before you take the elective courses. Okay. Yeah. So, but the essential courses, there are also different level. As you can see, the code, some start with 1, some start with 2, and some have 4, right? So definitely the code MA1100, you should take it in the very first semester. Yeah, there are actually 2 versions for you to choose. One is the T version, one is the non-T version. In the one of the later slides, I will also elaborate what are the differences between these 2 versions of the basic discrete mathematics, which is the so-called gateway course for this for the major requirement in mathematics. Okay, and so you can see that the first 2 courses, I would say by second semester. So students have the flexibility of taking calculus in either the first semester as well, or you can do it in the second semester. Okay, but you should not do it later than the second semester because calculus is the prerequisite of many other higher level courses. So if you don't clear calculus by the first year, then you get stuck from being able to take the other math courses. Yeah. Okay. Then the other 5 level 2000 courses, our recommendation is for you to spread out from second semester all the way to the 5th semester. So by 5th semester, you should try to clear all these essential courses except the capstone project. Okay. The capstone project, you should only do it in either year 3, later part of year 3, or your final year. Yeah, because this requires you to complete 10 math courses before you can before you are prepared enough, so to speak, to work on the capstone project. All right. So this is roughly the timeline that we recommend that you take, or the so-called deadline for you to clear this course. Okay. So other than the 8 essential courses, you should also complete another 7 elective courses. All right, ranging from level 2000 to 4000. Right. And some students actually, the more gung-ho students may also take the graduate level 5,000 courses. It's okay. Yeah. If you think you are interested in those courses and you are prepared to enough to take those courses, that's fine. Okay. Now, this is if you do not intend to do any specialization, then in total is 8 plus 7, 15 courses spread across the 4 years. But if you want to do specialization, right, on top of the 7 elective courses, you should take another 5 courses at 4,000 level under specific list, right? So if you want to specialize in pure mathematics, you have to take 5 more courses within the pure mathematics basket, okay? And if you want to do the applied maths, so-called operation research and data analytic specialization, then there's another list of 5 courses, another list of courses whereby you can choose 5 of them. Okay, so do take note of that. Now, in the web page, you will also see some recommended sample study plan. All right. So just to give you an overview, those green color, yellow color, and gray color, these are the CHS common curriculum courses that some of them you should take earlier on in your first year, second year, and some you can do it in your third year. This is according to the recommendation. All right. And the white color cells, those are the so-called unrestricted elective. Right? So unrestricted elective, you can use it to take any courses. And the remaining one are the orange color. The orange color are the mathematics courses that you are required to complete in order to fulfill the program requirement. Okay? So you can see we have listed out quite clearly from year 1, SEM 1, SEM 2, all the way up to the 4th year. Okay? So the courses including the elective and the essential courses, are spread across the 4 years. But the sample study plan is just a recommendation. Students have the flexibility to move things around. Okay? So I will elaborate how you can do that. Okay? So that one is a recommended study plan if you are not doing any specialization. But if you want to do specialization, then you probably have to move most of the essential and elective courses earlier so that in your final year, year 4, you can do the specialization courses within the baskets. Okay? Yeah, so this is what I mean by there is some flexibility for students to move things around. So other than the 2 study plans that I've shown you earlier on, in fact, there are many other combinations depending on what is your academic plan, right? So some students may want to do a primary major in maths and a second major in quantitative finance, or a second major in data analytics, and so on and so forth. So we actually put down study plan for some other combination as well. It is not possible for us to list out all possible combination because students can just do second major in many different subject discipline, right? So we just put down some of those that are more related within science faculty. Okay, so if you fall into any of this combination, feel free to go to the website and refer to the relevant study plan. Okay, so once again, the study plan is just a guideline. If you are not clear, you can always consult the academic advisor. Okay. Okay, so very important, of course, is your first semester, right? Very soon, you are going to do your course registration, so-called course reg. Yeah. So what are you supposed to choose? Now, just now in the study plan, you already see that 3 of them are the CHS common curriculum, right? And in fact, those will be pre-allocated to you. Okay. So you are left with two space. Yeah, because for most students, there are exceptions, but most students in your very first semester, your workload is 5 courses, right? So 3 of them, you are going to clear those common curriculum courses. And you definitely should do the gateway, right? So if you already set up your mind to major in mathematics, definitely you have to do the mathematics gateway course, MA1100E or the non-T version. So you have one more space, remember? So that is the so-called UE space, unrestricted. So being unrestricted, that means you are free to take another math course. Yeah. So if you are going to take another math course, I will recommend you to take MA2002 calculus. So in other words, from the study plan, you shift MA2002 from semester 2 to semester 1. Yeah, it's perfectly okay. But if you do not want to take on so many math courses, if you are not prepared to take too many math courses in your first semester, you can also do another CHS common curriculum, right? If you want to clear most of them as soon as possible, it is also possible for you to do that. Yeah. Another alternative, those of you who are actually not quite sure that you want to major in mathematics, right? Maybe you are split between maths and physics, or maybe econs or something. Then you may want to take another gateway, let's say the gateway course in physics. Yeah, to give yourself a better idea whether one is more suitable than the other. Yeah, so there are many different ways that you can do the combination for your first semester. Okay. Now, among the Common Core curriculum, there are many of them, right? I'm sure you know about that. So 2 of them, one is the digital literacy, the other one is data literacy. Okay. Now, digital literacy for a general CHS students, they have quite some options. But if you are major in mathematics, your digital literacy, you must take the CS 1010. S or some other last digit. Okay, this is called their variance. Okay, so anyway, this is the programming methodology course that you have to take to fulfill your digital literacy if you are majoring in mathematics. Okay, the other core course is data literacy. Now, by default is this GEA 1000, which is quantitative reasoning with data. However, if let's say you are primary major is mathematics, but you want to also at the same time do a second major in statistics or data analytics, then you can actually replace GEA 1000 with ST 1131 or DSA 1101. I believe these are the gateway courses for the statistics and data analytics respectively. So in a way, you can save one Common Core course. Okay. All right. So let me also bring it to your attention that you need to be very careful when planning your courses, because some courses offer in both semester, but there are courses that offer in only one semester a year, and there are also higher level courses that are offered in alternate year. Yeah. So you should pay attention when coming to doing your lesson plan. Okay. But the good news is that all the essential courses are offered in both semester. So this gives students more flexibility. Having said that, for students who want to do the T version of MA 1100, it will only be offered in semester 1. Okay. But in any case, students who are going to major in mathematics, you have to do your gateway in semester 1, no matter, right? Yeah, but For those who haven't quite decided and only do the gateway in semester 2, then you only have the non-T version to choose from. Okay? Now, you don't have to worry about MA 2116. That is the probability. And you definitely cannot do it in your first semester, right? Because this requires you to have MA 2002 as a prerequisite in order to do 2116, the probability. Okay? Now, when you come to that stage, do also take note there is a T version for probability that is also only offered in semester 1. Yeah, but that one you only need to worry in your second year. All right. Now, this is something that some students may or may not know, right? It's also a screenshot of the website, Maths Department website. So just now, I pointed to this undergraduate's drop-down menu. Now, there's another one called courses and timetable that is also quite useful and informative. Okay, so under this courses and timetables, select courses offered. Okay, and that will bring you to an overview of all the courses that are offered in the Department of Mathematics, including all those elective and essential courses that required by the math major. Okay, so so the overview of the courses, which one is offered in which semester? Just now I mentioned not every course is offered in every semester, right? So in order to help facilitate you to do your study plan, yeah, you can refer to this list in this page in order to find out which semester the course is being offered. And you also get to see the name of the lecturer. Okay? But if you want to look at the timetable, that means the specific timing, right? Whether it's a Monday class or a Thursday class, whether it's 8 a.m. class or a 5 p.m. class, then you have to go to this website called NUS Mods. Okay? So yeah, just Google NUS Mods. It will bring you to the page over here. So you for the course that you want to look up for more detailed information, including the timetable and the exam timetable as well, you can just type in the course code and then you will be able to see that. Okay. Then, of course, every course, there is a Canvas page, right? So this is where the professors, the lecturers of the course will put up detailed information of that particular course, including the assessment, right? And course material and so on. Okay. Now, the gateway course, I have already mentioned this, right? There's a T version and a non-T version. So I'm going to put them side by side and do a quick comparison. Yeah. So on the left is the non-T version. On the right is the T version. So yeah, so I already mentioned non-T version offered in both semester, T version only offered in semester 1. In terms of topics, more or less the same, except the T version, the pace will go a bit faster and it will cover an additional topics on axiomatic set theory, right? Which is a more abstract concepts as compared to the non-T version. Right? Now, I'm not saying that the non-T version, the topics are easy. Huh? These themselves are already very rigorous. Yeah, but yeah, the T version is challenging the students even more, right? By using the axiomatic approach in introducing the topics. Okay. Then the course materials, there are also different depending on, the lectures will be different, the non-T version and the T version. Okay. The lecture contact hours, there will be 1.5 hours session, so-called problem-solving session. Yeah. So the lecturer will put up lecture video for students to view ahead of the problem solving session. Yeah, so students have to do the due diligence to view the lecture video for the non-T version, right? For the T version, the lecturer will put up the lecture slides in advance, but then when you go to the class, the professors will go through with you the lecture slide, okay? In terms of tutorial classes, the non-T version has no additional tutorial session. So that means basically every week you just meet the lecturers during the lecture session for 2 times, right? And for the T version, other than the 2 lectures face-to-face session, there's also a 1 hour tutorial per week. Okay. Now, both the T and non-T version are at the same time slot, right, of the week, and so if students in the early stage of the semester, you want to switch from one to the other, it is still possible for you to switch without compromising your timetable. Okay. Okay, so the rest of the comparison, I'll leave it for you to look at it. And let me say, give you put things in perspective, right? For those of you who want to know roughly the level of difficulties. So for the average students, nothing is easy. So for MA 1100, average student will find it difficult. For the T version, average students will definitely find it super difficult. Okay. And if you're a good student, good in mathematics, you may not find the non-T version that difficult, but you will somehow feel that the T version is challenging. And for those that are math with kids, you probably will think that 1100 is somehow boring, and you'll find it very enjoyable and fun doing the T version. Okay. So if you go to NUS Mods, you can also look at some students' comments about the T version to have a sense whether this is really something for you, yeah, before you sign up. Okay, so in any case, for students who have declared maths major, the gateway course, the non-T version will be pre-allocated to you by 21st of July. Okay, but if you intend to take on the challenge to do the T version, what you should do, pay attention, you can drop the 1100 during the course rec round 1. Okay, so when course rec round 1 is open, you can go in and you see that 1100 is allocated to you already. Yeah, but you want to do T version, just drop 1100 and then select 1100T. Yeah. Okay. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about this special program in mathematics. In fact, you don't really have to worry about it now. There's a web page for you to go in to look at the details more. Okay. So what happened is that you don't have to sign up or decide on special program in mathematics in your first semester, right? All students, regardless, the earliest you can apply for SPM is from your first year, second semester. Okay, based on what? Not your A-level result, but if you are good, if you have taken the 1100T version, this course, and you get a good grade, A grades, then you are sort of eligible, right, to apply for SPM. But if you take the non-T version, then you have to clear calculus and linear algebra. So that may take the entire first academic year for you to complete this, right? So, but not to worry, you can then still apply for SPM in your second year, first semester. Okay. Now, if you are in this special program, you have to take the S version of some of these essential and elective courses, right? In total, there are 8 of them that you have to fulfill in order to complete this special program in mathematics. So this is an add-on program for students who are in math major, okay? Okay, let me quickly say about second major, right? So if your first major is mathematics, then by all means to try to apply for a second major in some other program, right? And then of course, if your first major is something else, you're also welcome to do a second major in mathematics. Okay, you don't have to decide now for your second major. You can have up to the fifth semester before you um, make a final decision. Okay, and you also have the flexibility to actually upgrade your second major to a double degree, or you may want to downgrade it to a minor. Yeah, but you should try to plan everything carefully so that you can still graduate in time. Okay, so good news. Among the many second major the students can do, right? If your first major is in mathematics or in any other science program, now you can do a second major or minor in computing within the science faculty. Okay, this is something that's newly launched this year. Yeah, so and it is exclusively for science students. Yeah, so do take note of this new second major. Okay, let me just quickly give you the advice of course selection. Um, so definitely you should try to go from lower to higher level, right? And check the prerequisite and preclusion. Yeah. And priority should be given to essential courses. Try to clear those first. Okay. And as I mentioned just now, right, courses that are only offered once a year, you should also take note and plan carefully. Yeah. So courses that are in the same exam time slot, yeah. So even if they have different lecture time slot, but if the exam times are the same, then you are not able to take it. Yeah. So do take note. Try not to overload yourself. Some students are over ambitious. Yeah. Take after the first semester, you try to take 7, 8 courses, and then you didn't do well. Yeah. So be very mindful of what you can and cannot take. Okay. Don't choose a course that just based on the title that you think looks friendly, right? It may turns out to be a very challenging and abstract course. And don't choose a course because your seniors say it is easy. Try to choose something that can add value to your longer term plan. Okay, I think I'm going to go skip some of this course and just go straight because I know I'm running out of time. So this last slide is if you have any further queries, this is the department email that you can always rely on, right? We will answer them. And these are the undergraduate advisors that you can also find their contact on the website, right? Basically, you don't have to worry about the 2,000, 3,000 courses for now, right? Just the 1,000 level and the SPM courses. If you have questions, Professor Chinchiwa is the one that you can approach. Okay. So I've come to the end of my talk. There are some questions in the Q&A. If you have time, I will stay back and answer them. Yeah, but if you need to rush for another talk, I wish you all the best, and we'll see you around when the semester starts. Okay? All right. So those of you who have asked questions in the Q&A, if you are still around, let me try to answer it. First, as I'm under MOE teaching scholarship, I've been assigned to study a minor in maths. May I check how easy is it for those study a math minor to get MA 2002 in semester 1? Yes, indeed. According to our past experience, MA 2002 is quite competitive in terms of getting in because it is not only essential course for math major, but it is also an essential course for many quantitative programs, including statistics, data science, QF, and so on and so forth. And yeah, then on top of that, there are also students who want to second major in math or minor in math, like yourself. Yeah, so it really depends on in a way it depends on luck. Yeah. So if you are doing a math minor, you don't really get a priority Yeah, but you can always try in round 2 and round 3. Yeah. So if you still don't get it after round 3, you can try to appeal. Yeah, but there's no guarantee. Okay. Okay. Second question. 1100 has no tutorial session. Does it mean we do not need to bid for? That's right. Yeah. So 1100, there's no need to bid for tutorial, but the T version, I think the T version, you probably still have to bid because there'll probably be 2 to 3 tutorial session. Yeah. Uh, do you bid for 2 lecture slot for MA 1100? No. For lecture, you don't bid for the slot. Yeah. You have to attend both slots. So you only register for MA 1100. And if you got in, you have to attend both lecture slot. Understand? Okay. Next one. Even GY. So just now you saw his name in the advisors list. Yeah, so you can write to him and ask him about the process of applying for SPM. Okay. Okay. If I want to ask details about certain course, is it possible to contact? Yes. I believe the canvas is already uh, available, and you can find out who is the lecturer for the course, and you can email the lecturer directly. Yeah. Accepted. Okay, DDP. However, I want to drop the math degree and focus on CS. Um, you okay? I think you can write to me offline, or just send email to this us Mass UG, and offline we probably want to have a discussion first before you really make the final decision to drop your math degree. Okay? Yeah. The difference between math with a specialization and stats with a specialization. Okay, so statistics will be focusing very much in data as well, right? So that means if you do a specialization of statistics in data science, then very much your focus is really just on analyzing data. Whereas if you do mathematics with specialization in operation research and data, you have a wider option, right? First and foremost, the mathematics part will provide you a stronger foundation in your analytical skills, right? And in terms of the specialization, data analytic is one option. Operation research is another option for you, for the students. Okay. How do students normally fare in MA 1100 T? Okay, now, as I mentioned earlier on, the T version, we do have some expectation of students to be more mature in mathematics. So don't go for the T version just for the sake that it may look nicer in your final transcript. Oh, okay. Yeah. It actually will be better for students to uh, do a non-T version if if you are not really that prepared in your foundation, especially in terms of those more rigorous or abstract mathematics. All right. So I would say that for the T version, in a way, students self-select, right? So if the good students select the T version, we are not going to sort of penalize them by imposing a curve or something like that. In fact, we are moving away from using a curve for courses like this. Okay, yeah, but still, if students are already not that strong in your math foundation, and if you're struggling with the T version, then those students probably will not do that well. Okay. What are the difference between second major in computer science, second major in computing? Okay, good question. Actually, the second major in computing bracket science take after the model of the one in computer science, um, except that students are more or less guaranteed that you will have a place in the second major in computing bracket science because it is offered by Faculty of Science and it is exclusively for science students. Whereas the second major in computer science offered by School of Computing, there's no guarantee that students will be able to get in because it is rather popular, right? You're competing among all students from all the faculties in NUS. Yeah. Yeah, but I would say that in terms of the courses, in terms of the content, the compulsory courses are essentially the same. Okay, it is when it comes to the elective courses, students in the computing bracket science version of the second major, you can actually take advantage of using some of your primary majors courses to double count as an elective. Okay. If we already pre-allocated 1100 in year one, SEM 1, do we still need to register for it under course rec? No. So if you are already declare mathematics as your major, then automatically MA 1100 will be pre-allocated to you, and it is already in one of your course, so there's no need for you to do register again. Okay. That's that's what I mean by pre-allocate. Are the lecture slots for 110 already fixed? Yes, that is right. So those of you who still do not know what are the timetable for 1100 or the T version, you can go to mod rec, NUS mod to take a look. Okay. So meaning everyone who is taking N11 will attend the same lesson lecture slot that's right. Yeah. So once you register for a course, not just MA 1100, for any course, right? You will attend all the lecture slot, right? So and it is for all the students. Okay. If I've chosen MA 1100 T version, is it possible to change it back to 1100 within the first few weeks? Yes, but I think you can still switch back, preferably in week 2 lah. Yeah, but I think you probably have up to week 3 or week 4 to do that. Yeah, but if you do it too late, we may not be able to allow the students to do that. Okay. Okay. Could I pick up maths and CS DDP after taking a second major in computing science? Would it be difficult? Okay. That is a good question. I have to get back to you on this. Okay. Yeah. So as I said, this second major is new. So there are certain things that we still have not ironed out. So that maybe you drop me an email, okay? Or you can just email to us, Mass UG, and we will address this. Okay? Yeah. Let me check because I do not want to give you a wrong information. Okay. All right. I think I've okay. Last question. If we can change back from 1100T to 1100, then can do the reverse. Yes, it is also possible. Yeah, yeah, we allow both way. Yes, but try to talk to the lecturers first, right? To get the advice from him or her, right? To see whether you are really suitable, yeah, to go one way or the other. Okay, so we are all done, and thanks for staying back for the Q&A. And so, if there are no other questions, we will end this Zoom session. And yeah, I'll see you around. All the best for your very first semester. Bye bye.